Hello, everybody. This is something a little different. We're going to do the hexagram symbol, or symbology. It's also called the Seal of Solomon or the Star of David. We'll get into the cross-cultural aspects of it in a bit. So, the symbol, it has a lot of names. The most general name is hexagram or sexagram for those who prefer Latin. It's also called the Seal of Solomon Abrahamically, the Star of David, also Abrahamically, mostly Judaic, and in Hinduism it's called Shamukta. So, as a cross-cultural symbol, it's similar to the yin-yang. It's the union of opposites and kind of like the harmony that is between those opposites. So, yeah, that's kind of the symbol that's going to be dissected a bit here. This is a popular application of how it's used alchemically in Western esotericism, especially Kabbalistically, and in certain witchcraft circles and Wiccan circles. So, the top image, there are the elements. So, how it was explained to me is that the triangles pointing down are feminine, the triangles pointing up are masculine, the one with the lines through it are more passive, the ones without a line are more active. If you want to avoid gendered language, I kind of think of earth being a bowl, water being a cup, so their wombs are kind of like things to create in, while air and fire, those are, to me, respectively, pointer and blade, or wand and knife, or however you want to think of it. So they're more like kind of moving things around and changing stuff outside of them. So I guess you could think of it as like inner, outer, or creation, destruction, or anything along those lines, and it'll still work. I think the gendered aspect is fine, just as long as it's kind of considered a more physical distinction than social, but I know some people aren't really keen to that. So that would be my suggestion. But the important thing is these elements are seen all together in the hexagram. It's kind of considered like the spirit element the hexagram is, variably with or without the dot. I personally like to do the dot to kind of acknowledge there's a line too, but yeah, that's kind of the explanation of how it works in Western esotericism, and we're going to get to the Abrahamic stuff now. I was actually reading that it was a more commonly used symbol in Islam before it became connected with Judaism. But in all Abrahamic faiths, it's synonymous with the pentagram. It's, again, an elemental symbol. It's a magic symbol. It's connected to Solomon in all of those faiths. In Islamic magic, they use it as a talisman. It's seen as an ornament in all those faiths as well. And that's basically the gist of it. So, yeah, this might have been one of the symbols on Solomon's reigns that Solomon used to bind demons. Hinduism. So, if you've read Agora by Robert Svoboda, you kind of get an explanation for this symbol from his guru. The guru said the triangle pointing down is the yonic energy, Shakti, and the triangle pointing up is Lingam or Shiva's energy. And it's kind of interpreted sexually, so the union of these powers births the universe, is the creation of the universe. So that's kind of the Hindu and mostly Tantra, like, aspect of the symbol. It's seen in a lot of yantras. I pulled an example here from the internet, but I think that's a yantra of Kundalini or a variation of it, but yeah, that's how it's used in Tantra. The unicrystal hexagram is a variation. It was popularized by Crowley. He put a 5-petal flower in the middle to represent a pentagram, so kind of like for double symbolism. It's kind of micro and macro cosmos, so man and God, basically. And it's also, in general, the symbol of the universe. Okay, so to summarize the meanings we went over, it's a symbol of the universe, whether it's a creation or just how things work. It's a magical symbol, obviously. The most prominent is that it's a union symbol, so Tantra, male-female, and Abrahamic, good, evil. We see that in Solomon's ring being made of brass for the spirits of good and evil iron for the spirits of evil. Enthalema, obviously macro and microcosmos, and in general it's the symbol of the 4 elements. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see on my channel, at least consider subscribing. I try to post a new video every other Saturday. This is the first time I did something like this, so let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. I hope to see you around.